sure. It seems like it's been a while since we played. 10 days of getting ready. Benefited us physically. We've had some guys beat up, but at the same time, that's a long time to go without a game. Excited about the opportunity to showcase our conference tomorrow night on national television with two good football teams. And huge challenge for us with App coming in. I know Scott's got those guys playing as good or better than anybody in the league right now, and have already had a good run in the first 4 games. So we've got a huge test. We've got to overcome some adversity and coming off the loss against Georgia Southern and regroup and play our best. Love the fact we got them at home, but understand just, again, a huge challenge. But I think it should be great for the league and it should be a phenomenal game to watch and be a part of.
Thank you, Coach. Our first questions come from Luke Matheson with Red Wolf Report. Please go ahead, Luke.
Hey, Coach. Just with the loss last week, what has to happen for you guys to reach the goals at the end of the season that you had at the beginning of the year now?
We just got to keep improving 1 week at a time. There's still a lot of ball still left to be played, and we was really honest before the season started. Everybody in our league is better at this point, I think, than they've ever been, and the chances of running the table in our league are pretty low. I mean, I think anybody to get through this league undefeated is playing great ball, and just we've got quality teams. So for us, it's the same, and we got to try to find a way to get in the conference title game and win enough games on our side of the division to get there, and hope by the end of the season we're a good enough team to win it. But for us, it's right now the focus is just eliminating mistakes. We just feel like we keep hurting ourselves, and we're able to overcome that a couple games in a row and get wins, but it plagued us last Saturday night in Georgia, and I thought they capitalized on our mistakes and won a game that could have easily gone the other way. But we've got to play better ball and eliminate mistakes that are hurting us. It seems to be the most critical times.
What are the key things you guys have to do to take care of business tomorrow night?
Well, we got to protect football, hands down. We got to protect the football. And we've got to own the line of scrimmage on both sides. We got to make them one-dimensional, take away one of the best running backs in the country, and obviously they've run the ball basically at will to this point. And so we've got to do that. Offensively, we've got to own the line of scrimmage and be able to run the ball to become balanced and put them in a bind and control the clock and keep their offense off the field. So I think being the most physical team on the field is important, and protecting the ball, and hopefully we can create a turnover or two and get it back to us. I mean, it's kind of the old outwork them, outrun them, out hit them kind of philosophy. I mean, it's just a good old-fashioned toe-to-toe battle against two football teams, and the most physical team that protects the ball has got a chance to win it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Luke. As a reminder to our members of the media, star 1 to get in the queue to ask questions. Our next questions come from Brad Bobo with 95.3 The Ticket. Please go ahead, Brad.
Hey, Coach. I mean, these days, every game is on some kind of TV, and even on some kind of ESPN platform for the most part. But you played in this Tuesday night kind of primetime league matchup in ESPN2. I mean, does that part of it feel different than the others?
I think knowing that you're the only game on, I do. I think it feels a little bit different. You know that every TV is going to have their on that night. They don't have any other choices, and yeah, I think it's big. It's been a great platform for the league. It's been a great platform for our logo and brand. It's definitely made an impact in our recruiting, just where we can go and who knows us when we get there. So I think our kids, they recognize that we're the only game on, and that it is a primetime game, and that all eyes are on you. Just add some energy to what's already a good game.
Yeah, you talk a little bit more about that, just sort of the potential, what you've seen as recruiting benefits from being on that stage.
I just know as we first started, we got here 5 years ago, there were a lot of areas that we would go into that you'd have to kind of explain who you are and what the program's about and what we've been able to do. And you look now, you walk into some of those same areas, and they've gotten a good glimpse of us. They've seen it. They've heard our story. They've had enough opportunities to see us play on a Tuesday or Thursday night. We've represented ourselves well. And during that whole game, I mean, your brand and your message is just continually being thrown at them, through either advertising or just what we appear to look like on the field, or even what the commentators are saying. That does a great deal for us when we do go in those homes and during contact period and start talking about what we want the future to be. Just feel like they already know you.
So, I mean, obviously there are pros and cons. You're giving up a chance to play this game maybe on a Saturday night. Do the pros outweigh the cons?
Well, definitely tough on the fans, so hopefully they show up anyway, knowing that they got work and kids got school and all the above. But, yeah, I do think it benefits you in the sense that you get into a lot of homes and a lot of environments that you wouldn't normally have been in, and to be the only game on that night as captive audience, I think it's just an opportunity it's hard to pass on. And so hopefully we'll have a great game and represent ourselves really, really well, and hopefully the fans can fight through the discomfort of the schedule and show up in big numbers for us anyway.
All right, thanks.
Sure.
Thank you, Brad. Our next questions come from David Rogers with the Blowing Rock News. Please go ahead, David.
Yeah, Coach. For what you've been able to see on film and maybe in some TV broadcasts, what makes you the most nervous about playing Appalachian State?
Well, I just think the fact that they can hurt you in so many ways. I mean, they're really balanced offensively, throwing and run the ball equally well. You know, Thomas is a guy that can beat you with his feet, and then you look on special teams, and they've already scored 4 times in 4 games on special teams. There's a lot of teams that go the entire season without doing that at all. And so you feel like there's so many different areas that they can hurt you. I think they're probably playing the most complete football of anybody in our league right now. So it's a huge test. I mean, you know, one of the top defenses in the country as well. So there just don't seem to be any holes. I think Scott's put a really good team together, and they come in with a tremendous amount of confidence. And so it's a huge challenge. Looking forward to it, but yeah, you don't see any weaknesses.